Hello and welcome to a new HiCAD short clip. In this video I will show you the latest new features in operation and user interface. With HiCAD 2025, the so-called special colors have changed a little. The special colors are used, for example, for previews and selections. When you install HiCAD for the first time, the colors are available immediately. When installing an update, the workstation colors.frd file must be deleted from the app data roaming directory. After a restart of HiCAD, the new colors are used. Let's come back to the selection. With the new version, the rectangle selection in the 3D area changes. If no function was active before, all parts within the rectangle were selected when dragging a rectangle with the Control key. This selection now works the same way as in the sketch area. For instance, when dragging a rectangle from left to right, only those parts that are completely within the rectangle are selected. If the rectangle is dragged from right to left, all parts that have a point within the rectangle are selected. There is a special feature with the steel engineering beams. These are also selected if the center point lies in the rectangle drawn from right to left. Let's stay with the topic of selection for a moment, because there is also a change with sheet metal parts. If you activate a subpart of a sheet metal part and use the Control key to add a second sheet to the part list, the active part jumps to the first sheet selected. The second sheet is selected as a whole. Thanks to the new special colors, it is immediately clear which sheets you have selected. With the major release of HiCAD 2025, the attributes available in HiCAD have moved from their usual place in the catalogue to the configuration editor. You can now find them at System Settings, then Attribute Management. This includes the attributes that are displayed in tabular form with plain text. This makes it much clearer which data type an attribute has and to which area it belongs. In addition, you can click on the small triangle on the right in the column header to filter the column. The attributes can be individually shown or hidden. When using the text search, you can switch between searching for the input in the text or at the beginning. A new attribute can be added either below the table or by right-clicking. You can edit the value as required by double-clicking in the corresponding cell. You can also specify directly whether the texts should be multilingual. If the checkbox is activated, a text for the respective language can be entered in the displayed table. This also works with the HiCAD system attributes. The attribute calculation can also be found at Attribute Management. This is where you will now find the settings from Modeling, Part Properties. Thus, all important settings for the attributes and the attributes themselves are in a centrally accessible place. This is the first step of a comprehensive new development. If you want to assign a new material to a part, it was not easy to find the right material before. That's why there is a new button in the selection dialog in the right corner. This opens a search mask in which you can enter the material name or the material number. The result is displayed in tabular form. With the Apply Selection Directly option, you just have to double-click on the desired result. When processing sketches, you will now be asked if you really want to cancel the processing if you have pressed the Escape key accidentally or too often. If internally referenced parts have been installed as subparts of externally referenced assemblies, it is possible that these have been modified differently in external drawings. Internally referenced parts that are still elsewhere in the drawing can then lead to conflicts when the assembly is updated. Therefore, there is a new message that allows you to determine whether the internally referenced parts should be updated or whether the referencing should be removed. More information can be found in the online help. And last but not least, there are improvements to the external tools. In the Catalog editor, tables can now also be created outside the factory standards catalog, as here, for example, for semi-finished products and plates. In the Report Manager, the colors for the header, the even and odd rows, and the texts can be set separately in the settings for the HTML export. And that's it for this HiCAD short clip. I hope you enjoyed it and wish you lots of fun designing.